There we are. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Yes, yes. Smiles all around. Did everyone have a good weekend? Yes, yes. I had a great weekend because I was with my children. Oh, that makes every weekend the best it can ever be. And I'm broke, right? That's right. I spend it all on them. And, and we have some people here who were not here last week, but in respect to everyone who was, I'm not going to take a lot of time on past things. But for the people who were not here last week, okay, there's a few things I'd like everyone to know. And first off, I want you to introduce yourself to everyone who was here last week. Let's start with that.
Hi, my name is Christine Howard.
Here's Christine, yes, and in the back we have. That's right, we have Blanche. Now, Christine, tell me something about yourself.
I'm a registered nurse over 40 years.
That's good. That's good right there. Christine is a registered nurse over 40 years, and Blanche is. And Blanche was a lab technician for 30 years, all in healthcare, healthcare, healthcare. Because in this class, there are many people who have made friends and didn't even know they lived down the street from each other, around the corner from each other, go to the same grocery store, the same church. Come on in, come on down, okay? I love it when people keep coming in, keep coming in. Let me get you guys this week's pamphlet real quick. Here we go. All right. And it's amazing, right? This is actually the third class that we're holding at this recreational center. And for anyone who does not know, there's also another class that's being held on Tuesdays from 1 to 3. Okay, now with this class, you can just come. Now, if you want to come to the library class, you just have to let me know first. Because with that class, they do provide some some tablets, not laptops, tablets, okay? And you know, we're going to go over the difference between a laptop, a phone, a smart TV, a smart watch, all these types of devices that they give you, and why don't they just let every device do the same thing? Because a laptop can function just as well as a tablet. I mean, a tablet can function just as well as a laptop. And a laptop can function just as well as a computer, as a desktop. But we're going to learn that the only reason they don't is so that they can keep selling you different devices. Okay? Has anybody ever wondered, why do I have this tablet, but it seems like it just doesn't function like my laptop? Why do I have to have a tablet and a laptop, and a desktop, and a cell phone, and a smart TV, when they're all kind of doing the same thing, okay? I want to tell you all the setup that I have in my house because I kind of reroute through all those extras and all those extras, okay? Because what I have is simply a smart TV and a laptop. And I connect them with what's called an HDMI cable. So that when I look at my TV, I'm actually looking at my computer. So my big TV is actually showing everything that I'm doing on my computer. And when I type on my keyboard, I just look at my TV screen. I don't even look at my laptop at all. And it's not screen mirroring, it is connecting through a cable, your HDMI cable. So, What does HDMI stand for? Has anyone heard of that term? HDMI? Can anyone guess what it might stand for? What does HD in technology stand for? High definition, that's right, high definition. And then the M normally means, what do you think? Media. Look at you. Okay, now we got the HDM. Now, what do you think the I stands for? Wow. High definition media interface. You all figured it out, and I didn't have to tell it to you. That's exactly what it stands for. That means it can take high definition media from your computer or from your laptop and interface with it. That means it can communicate with your smart TV so that everything that shows up on the screen of your computer or your laptop will show up on the screen of your television. And it doesn't matter how big your TV is, right? You can have a 30-inch TV, a 50-inch TV, you can have a 70-inch TV. So think about that. You can have a 13-inch laptop. You can get the smallest laptop that they sell with the smallest screen. Because that's what I did. I bought the laptop with the smallest screen, but with the highest technology. I have the M1 chip in my Apple computer. But I got the small screen because I already knew I was going to hook it up to my big screen television. I'm never going to be looking at this little bitty laptop screen. And I'm never going to be taking this laptop outside my home. I'm not going to be traveling with it. That's not its purpose. Its purpose is for my home office. And it's because I like to see things nice, big, and clear. I have it set up on my big TV screen. And you all can do the exact same thing. You can take your laptops, and generally all laptops, I'm not going to say every single one, but the vast majority has a plug-in that's different from these little, good morning, morning. That's the Bora back there coming in. And it's different from the type of plugs that you put into your cell phone, that you put into, generally to your laptops. It's a flatter type of plug. And they, normally times they coat them in gold. So you can just purchase an HDMI cable. Now this is a cable that you can generally go find at Walmart. Even Walgreens may have one of these cables because it's a pretty common cable. Now they're gonna have a lot of other things like when you say, oh, can I go buy me a phone case? Hey, can I go to the T-Mobile store? Probably not. They're probably not gonna have the phone case for the phone that you want. But they'll probably have an HDMI cable because it's very universal. I wouldn't go to T-Mobile, I would go to a store like Best Buy. I don't even know if Circuit City is still Circuit City still around? Wow, okay. Yeah, Walmart would definitely have it. Walgreens may have them in their little section because they're very common. Well, surprisingly, what's going to happen in this class, I'm going to have a TV set up here because all these things that I talk about, I remember the first class, it was a little difficult for me bringing every single type of cord and trying to show them to everybody. But when I have it on the TV, everybody's going to be able to see what the cords look like, what the plugs look like, because there's all different types of plugs that we are currently using right now. I use 3 different types of plugs to charge my devices. I use a micro USB, I use a mini USB, and I use a USB type, I use a USB type A, USB type C, and a micro USB. Wow, I use 4. And I use a mini USB. All to charge my different devices. And you should know what they all look like. Wait a minute. Let's get you a chair. Hold on, Thelma, hold on. And so you can come to all the classes. Okay, I'll tell you, there is someone who is currently coming to all the classes. Carla, who sits up front. She comes to, well, she's not here today, but she comes to this class, and she comes to the Tuesday class, and then comes right down the street with me to the library class from 1 to 3. So she comes to 3 classes every week. I encourage you all, come to all of them. The Calumet Park Library. I don't know the exact address. Yes. Right, the small one, right off 127th Street. That's right. She also comes. What's your name? One more time. Geneva also comes to the library class. So it's on Tuesdays from 1 to 3. Okay, now I know that we're at a different stage in that class. I'm on the library class, I'm in the 8th week, so we're much more advanced than where we are at this class, because we're in the 2nd week. But you can come to all of them. It don't matter, hop into some advanced stuff and just get confused for a few minutes, and then we'll catch you up, okay? It doesn't matter because there's going to be another one and another one, and the point is that whatever you can't retain, you come on back again, and then you will maintain, all right? And remember, the videos are up online, and I am currently combining all 4 classes so that when you scan that QR code, you can go watch any of them, all right? Because I'm literally building the website for all of the digital classes and everything we do, all right? And I am designing a t-shirt for the Digital Warriors, all right? We're going to have a Digital Warriors t-shirt for our students. Yes, 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 yes. And I know you all were taking these notes down about the different types of plugs, so let me go over them one more time. There's the USB-A. And you all are going to be very familiar with the USB-A because that's that rectangle one that's generally on your computers. If you have a desktop at home and you look in the back and you see this little rectangle slot, that's a USB-A. It's on, they have them on laptops and they have them on desktops. Yes, Janine. Let me see it. Let me look at that. Yes, this is a USB-A. Geneva happens to have a USB-A connector with her, okay? Now that's not one you connect directly to your phone, but it's what you connect to a charging base, or you connect it to your computer, because a lot of times you can connect your phone to your computer and charge it. Now the connector that goes into your computer is called a micro or a mini. Good morning, good morning. USB. Now, does anyone know what USB stands for? We got all these acronyms. What does USB stand for? Take a guess, take a guess. You all got HDMI perfectly. Universal, something. Okay, that's the first word. USB. So universal, what does the S stand for? The next word is serial. S-E-R-I-A-L. Serial. And then the last word is bus. B-U-S. Universal Serial Bus. Let me get this back. And just so if everybody knows, we also have Zelda who just came in the back. Okay. Zelda, what did you do again? Retired teacher. She's a retired teacher, okay? So everyone make friends with Zelda as well, okay? I try to want everybody to make friends over the break. Yes, bus is spelled B-U-S. And I see a few people have them. Yes. And if you ever have those little flash drives or those little thumb drives, they typically have a USB-A at the end of them. And the newer ones will also have a USB-C at the end of them. Now the USB-C is the one in which it doesn't matter if you plug it in upside down or right side up because it looks the same. It looks more like an oval. Let me see if anybody has that with them. Now that, let me see, Geneva. I will. I'm gonna have the TV here. Yes, yes, yes. So Miss Anitri up here has them. And it's the ones just a little oval and you can stick it into the bottom of your phone. And nowadays you're sticking it into all types of devices. You're sticking it to your digital cameras. You're charging up your, you can even charge batteries up with them now. You can buy little AA batteries in which you plug in directly into the battery and recharge it. Have you all seen those? Very unique. So, you know, they got the rechargeable batteries. I hope you all are purchasing rechargeable batteries and not just buying the batteries that you throw away. They will save you money. And they recharge about 500 times. Some recharge 1,000 times. And they cost, you know, they may cost double, but by the time you use it 3 times, you've already saved money. Think of it like that. And the 4th time, 5th time, so use those. And it's all AI technology that's recharging your batteries, okay? So that's the USB-A, we know what that is. The USB-C, we know what that is. And there's a micro and a mini USB. Those are for older phones and for little smaller devices. Like you may have a little controller that goes to, like if you have a little digital controller that goes to your TV, like your Roku remote, you may have a little toy for your grandchildren. They may use one of those things because those don't transmit as much power across the cables. And so those are good for those devices. Like I have them for, like my children's, they got the little laser tag guns, and they use those little chargers. They don't use the USB-C. And all of those are available, and they are still in use. All right? But let's pull up, does everyone still have the lesson from last week, which was week 1? Okay, because we didn't finish some things on there. I want you all to flip to number 3, right? To understanding devices and operating systems. Those things are definitely not going away. And definitely operating systems, I don't think they're ever going away. This is a trick question, but does anyone know what OS stands for? Operating system. You got it right on the head. Yes, you did. So, is everybody there at number 3? Okay, great. So, we're about to go over the different devices that you're going to use within your life. And I'm sure they're going to come up with some new type of devices I've never even heard of. Because someday they're going to come up with some hologram devices, some 3D devices, all these types of things that we see on TV. They will make it real because once we get bored with the current technology, we're going to stop buying it. That's what happens. That's why they keep coming up with new technology. It's not that the old technology didn't work. It's that people want the latest and the greatest, and they're willing to pay for it, and they're willing to pay more. So let's look at the first thing, it's smartphones, right? Now, you notice there's this word smart in front of phone, right? Because we all used to know what a phone is, right? Remember we used to have phone booths? Superman used to go in the phone booth and change up real fast. I don't even know where he changes now. Somewhere, maybe, I have no idea. But can someone tell me, what makes these phones smart? Like, are they smarter than us? What is about it? What's the difference between a phone and a smartphone? That's crucial in knowing the difference because it helps you to utilize the functions. Okay, it has an operating system. Believe it or not, your old phone did too. Okay? It had a motherboard in it. There was technology in your old phone. Okay, a smartphone, you can carry it anywhere. Similar to a portable phone, right? You can still carry those around the house, but not technically anywhere. So what could you do with your regular phone? Your regular phone, you could make phone calls, right? And on some of them, you could even save voicemails, right? Save messages, right? So some of them, it had the technology where it had a little tape inside, and you can rewind the tape and play the message on there. Or the other ones that started coming up where it had a digital message system in which you can go through your messages by pressing a button, right? Now, when you have something digital and you can press a button, that automatically lets you know there is AI involved. Something is saving it for you and doing work on your behalf. The same way with a calculator. You know we can dial in 6,845 times 2,605,000 and it will give us an answer immediately. There's no little person inside doing that math. There is AI inside of our calculators. Okay? So, since we know that there was some AI in our previous phones, what's the big difference that makes it smart? That makes it smart? Wireless, okay, that makes it smart, yes. Now, wireless to the point in which it's connected to a wireless phone company and cell phone towers, right? It's not wireless to the point in which it's just connected to the base and we can walk away from the base. Good morning, morning, how are you? This is lovely Karen right here. And so these days, because we're going to get into what's the difference between a TV and a smart TV. So the real big differences, all right? These these smartphones, we're able to download applications. Okay? Now, what actually makes it smart is that we can make this thing do or function how we want it to. Okay? So our regular phones, even though they had some functionality, right? They could save a voicemail and they made phone calls. But was it also a calculator? Was it also a flashlight? Could it also surf the internet? Did it also have Netflix on it? Could you also purchase items on your old phone? See, it's the applications that makes it smart. Not simply it having some AI technology. And what is an app? What is an application? The function of an app itself, we want to avoid using the word in its own definition. This is going to help us use our technology by knowing what an app is. They say use an app, get this app, download this app. What is an app? Why does an app make my phone smart? Why isn't it the artificial intelligence that's making my phone smart? Rather, it's the application that's making my phone smart. Because you would think it's the AI that's making your phone smart, right? But now we realize our old phones had artificial intelligence in them. But we didn't consider them smart. So what an application does is it allows us to take this little hand computer and change it into anything that our mind is thinking about. We can apply our brains to this device to produce results. The way we do that is by downloading different applications. So we have this device in our hand, and we say, well, I want this thing to now tell me about how plants work. It doesn't already do it now, but I can download an application that now it can tell me all information about plants. They have, how many plant apps are there? Thousands of them, right? So there's also information about, if I'm not an expert in heating and cooling, there's heating and cooling apps that will give you information about how your system works, but it wasn't already in your phone. So now you can take your phone and use an application to make it do stuff that it didn't do before. That's what makes it smart, is you can download an application to make this thing do something it never did before. And that's what makes everyone's phones different. My phone is different from your phone. But when they first came out, the manufacturer, they were exactly the same, right? But as we start using them, they become different. And they become so different, you really can't tell that they're the same. How many people steady ask me, what phone is this? What phone is this? It's just like your phone. It does. I download the same apps you can. Right? The only difference, I may have more storage, I may have more RAM, but it's smart enough so that you all are asking me about it like it's completely different, but it's really the same. Applications makes this thing smart. That's why there are literally millions of applications that you can download. Because not only is there one type of plant app or one type of calculator app you can download, there's thousands of calculator apps. Because there's a regular calculator app, there's a scientific calculator app, there's a graphic calculator app. How many calculator apps? You can have a calculator that's just for kids, you can have a calculator that's for professors, all these different types of calculator apps based on what your brain is saying, I want this thing to do. That's what makes your phone smart, is you can make it more than a phone. It's not a phone anymore. It is literally a pocket computer that has access to all human knowledge and that can change itself to be what you want it to. I've never thought of this thing as a cell phone in years. It is not a cell phone to me. It is my access to anything that I want to do or know, period. The fact that I can call people on this thing is just a little extra thing, just like I can use the flashlight on it. That's all calling is to me on this thing. So I want you to take that out of your head where you think of this thing as, this is my phone, and calling people is my primary purpose. And really, I use this as a cell phone and communication. It is so much more than that. This thing has 1,000 functions. More than that. But calling people and texting people is only 2 of them. You pay hundreds of dollars for this thing. All right? That's why we're here. Go ahead. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 And that's perfect. And another analogy is your refrigerator. All our refrigerators, I mean, maybe a little bigger, a little smaller, made by different people, but they're basically the same. They keep things cold. But what makes our refrigerators different is what we put inside of it. You may have Tropicana orange juice. Well, I may have orange juice from this other company. This other person may not have orange juice at all. They may have all pop in their refrigerator. What makes it different is what you put inside. That's what makes our, and you can think of those items that you put in your refrigerator as applications. That's what makes it different, all right? And so having our smartphones, I lost my place, all right, is what it does. So that's why a smartphone is not a phone. It is a handheld life device. Actually, hold on, let me give this to Karen. Hold on. All right, so, and now what does it say it does? So, basically our smartphones, they range in sizes from 4 to 7 inches, right? So we know that they're going to be pocket size for convenience. But it also makes it seem like we always have to increase the font, right? These are normally too small to read on our smartphone. I know it is for me, even when I increase the size to the biggest font. And that's what forces us to make us want to get tablets, right? But we're going to that next. So, key uses of our smartphones. Internet browsing. We all do that. Social media. We all do that. If you do some type of Facebooking, some type of TikTok, some type of Instagram, video calls. Has anyone video called before? Yes, all right. GPS navigation, my favorite thing. Has anyone used GPS before? You know what GPS stands for? System. The global positioning system. Yes, that's exactly what it stands for. We're using satellites and connecting with our cell phones. It's amazing. Did you know that your cell phone is connected with the satellites out in space? So that it coordinates to where you are on Earth so that you can get from here to the grocery store. And it's traveling at light speed so that when you press a button, you don't even notice that you're communicating with a device that's in space. It's just amazing to me. It's amazing, okay? Now, what's the pros, what's the cons? Okay, we did the cons, smaller screen. Now, let's go to a tablet. Does anyone have a tablet in here? Yes. The reason that most of us have tablets is because, right, our cell phones are too small. They're too small to actually watch things and do things that we want to do. That's why they come out with these little tablets, these little cell phones that fold out. Have you seen those? Oh yes, they're hot sellers. I'm thinking about getting me one because I'm like, it might be time. It might be time for me to get one. So you might see me pop over one in the next few weeks. It's like a phablet. Yeah, phablet. P-H-A-L-E-T. It's like a combination of a phone and a tablet. And when it's closed, it looks like a regular phone, but then you open it up, and now it's bigger, kind of like a tablet. Not like a full-size tablet. But the reason we're using tablets is because they're bigger. They have nice big screens, and we like to see stuff. Our primary sense is our eyes. We want to see what's going on. That's the whole thing about this HD, right? And 4K and 8K. We want everything to look like real life. All right? Now, with that tablet, they're going to be about 7 to 12 inches. Now, when you measure your tablet, you don't measure it up and down. Measure it diagonally. That's right. You measure diagonally. And you literally can get measuring tape. Measure diagonally, and you'll know the size of your screen. All right? Now, what I don't do, I will not hook up my tablet to my smart TV. I will hook up my laptop to my smart TV. Okay? I will primarily use a tablet as something that you travel with. You slide it right in your purse, slide it in your bag, get a nice good case for it. Okay? Now, also, the cons of having a tablet. What's the cons? Could there even be a con? Did you know that your tablet is less powerful than your computer? That's a con, right? Because you would expect that because it's a tablet, the same like it can do the same thing as your laptop. But it doesn't, unfortunately, okay? Now let's move down to your laptops and your desktops. Now we know your laptop is the thing that you can put on your lap and you open up. Your desktop is the thing you gotta put on this table. And a lot of times it has this thing called a tower that sits on the floor. Sometimes it has a tower that's built into like the back of the screen. But either way, it's gonna have some type of tower, okay? Now, with your laptops, the pro about it is it's the most powerful. Your laptop your laptop and your desktop are the two most powerful versions, but your desktop is the most powerful version. All right? Now, these days, you can get by without using your desktop because things are more efficient. And we went over with your storage and everything on how you can purchase more RAM and more storage so that you can get most of the same things done. All right? Because you still may notice that if you take a video of like your grandbabies or you go out somewhere and take a video of like a puppy and you try to text it to somebody, the video still won't be synced. All right? But that's okay. Now let's go down to smart TVs. Smart TVs. What is a smart TV? Let me see. It has some built-in Wi-Fi. It has an Ethernet port. It has an operating system, web browsing, and voice control. That's a lot in your television. Did you know all that was in your smart TV? With your smart TV, you don't need a laptop to get on the internet. You don't need to connect it to anything to get on Netflix, to watch your Amazon Prime videos. And also, you can do this nice, cool thing in which when you have a smart TV, there's this thing called Smart Connect, where wirelessly, I can see everything that's on my phone screen on my smart TV screen. It's a very nice feature. What's on your TV screen? Yes. Oh, yes. Now that can happen. If you press the wrong one, your phone screen will show up on somebody else's television. Yes, make sure that when it pops up, it's going to have this option. So if you have a neighbor live next to you, or your child is downstairs and they're watching TV and they're on a different television, and you press go, your phone or whatever is on your phone, it's going to show up on their television. But it's nice for you, like when you press the correct television, right? And then it shows up on yours. And if let's say you had an app that wasn't on your TV, so with your smart TV, you can download Netflix and all those types of things. But let's say you had something on your phone that really wasn't downloadable. Like me, I like playing my video games on my phone, but I also like transferring it to my TV so I can see the game playing on the big screen. That's not something I can download. So that makes it very, very useful. I'm playing the games on the TV. Now again, what's the difference between a TV and a smart TV? Yes, but the answer is going to be the same as what's the difference between a phone and a smartphone? It's the applications. It's the applications. A smart TV would not be a smart TV if you could not download applications. Okay? And when you are able to download applications, that means it also comes with an OS, some type of operating system. And an operating system has what's called an algorithm. An algorithm basically means the directions that are installed into your computer so that when you press the volume up button, you actually hear more sound, right? So not that when you press the volume up button, the screen goes black, right? That's your algorithm letting the computer know what you want to do based on the physical buttons that exist. All right? So, sure. Yes. Yes. When you have a smart TV, well, not the fact that you can download more apps, the fact that it can even have applications on it is what makes it a smart TV. Yes. And also, when you get a smart TV, you can keep downloading more and more apps, just like you can on your cell phone, and just like you can on your tablet. Okay? But your smart TV lets you do more stuff like we were just talking about. Yes. Your smart TV has an app store. So, oh, hello, how are you? Hey, Wanda. You don't have
GPS signal lost.
you don't have to sit at the edge. You know, there's another seat back there. Okay. All right. Well, as long as you're comfortable. Okay. All right. No problem. So yes, you can keep downloading more and more apps on your smart TV. All right. What kind of TV do you have? The Roku, the TCL. So when you go into it, I'm about to let you know. Don't you know on the right side you see those boxes with all your applications on it? When you go to the bottom, there you'll see a plus. And you click on that plus, and that's where all the extra applications are. But you have to be connected to the internet. And then it'll show you all the extra ones, all the YouTube, the Netflix, and all. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Correct. Correct. There's so many different ways to get the job done, right? Like they say, more than one way to skin a cat. So if you want to watch Netflix, right, I could simply have a smart TV and download the Netflix application on the TV itself. Now from there, I have to put in my password and my username, and then I can use it. Now I have to use my remote control, and I have to press in everything. Or Roku also has it where you can talk in the words, and then it has that. It has to talk to text. Now another way I can do it is if I have it on my computer, and I hook up my computer, because my computer can have a Netflix application on it. And I can hook it up with an HDMI cable to my smart TV, and I'm watching Netflix actually from my computer, but I'm watching it on the TV screen itself. That's another way to watch Netflix. Now another way is to have it on my cell phone, right? I have Netflix on my cell phone, and since it's a smart TV, I could just beam it to the screen. And then, anything I'm watching on here, I'm just controlling it from my phone. I don't need to use the remote control from the television at all. Yes, that's what you want to use when you're hooking it up from your laptop. It's the HDMI cable. From your cell phone, you want to use like for mine, it's called Smart View. Depending on which phone you have, it's going to have a different name. In which everything, literally your home screen, your text, even your text are going to show up on your screen. Everything, your emails, everything's going to show up on your screen when you do it that way. It's very convenient to see your cell phone on this big screen. Yes, you have to pay for Netflix first. But let's take the idea, let's say it was YouTube, right? And YouTube is free. do the same exact thing. You could download the YouTube app, do it from your laptop, or I could bing YouTube right from my phone and watch all my videos. Like, I got you next. Oh, okay. So I'll give you an example. So on my phone, when I on my phone, when I pull down the drop menu and I press Smart View, it's going to give options. Like it'll say Samsung TV, Roku TV, this type of TV, and then you're pressing. Make sure you press the one that you're watching. So if you're watching the Samsung TV, don't press the Roku TV button, because whoever's watching the Roku TV is now going to be seeing whatever's on your cell phone. That's what we were saying. Yes. How come YouTube is free on your phone? So YouTube is free for everybody. It's just that if you want to get rid of the commercials, you have to pay. But to watch just videos and use YouTube in itself, it's a free application. Okay, so YouTube TV is different. Yes. YouTube TV is where you can watch regular channels on it. And you can get, I think, channel 2 and channel 5 and channel 7 on there. The same as if you had a regular TV and then you put an antenna on there. So YouTube TV you have to pay for. But that's different from regular YouTube. Absolutely. Any more questions about that so far? Yes, that's a convenience you can do. So when you have your YouTube, like on your smart TV, and it shows up this QR code, you can scan the QR code with your phone. And then the YouTube that's on your phone will be your controller for your smart TV. But all your screens won't show up, but just the YouTube application will show up on your TV when you scan the QR code on your television. It's all these different ways to connect. It's just very unique, you know. Can't wait till the day you just walk in your room and it just recognize the DNA. And everything just turns on. And it just reads your brain. You already know I wanted to see Netflix and the movie I wanted to see. I'm already sitting down. I don't want to even touch the remote control. I just want to just start watching. It's coming. That's right. It does do it here on your favorites. That's right. And they do have the chips. We're not going to get too deep into it, but they do have the chips in which they put it in your brain, and it does read your mind. What you're thinking about, the image can show up on a computer screen. And you can type with your mind. They literally have handicapped people now. They put the chip in their brain, and they can type as fast as you can, but just by thinking about the words and the letters. Did you all know that existed? Oh yes, that 60 minutes. Yes. They can also draw. They can also move a mouse around. Just like we move a mouse around on the screen. Everything. Type papers is very, very useful. Has anyone seen the translation technology? Well, you can talk to someone who talks Japanese. You put on an earbud, they put on an earbud. Everything that you say, it translates in their ear into Japanese. And when they talk Japanese, it translates to English in your ear. Yes, Apple has it, a few other companies have it. And which now you can travel to anywhere. You don't have to worry about the language barrier. You just don't. We already know you can take a picture of anything, right, and they'll translate it to English. Yes, yes. All right, now let's go to the next step. We were just talking about the smart TV, smartphones, tablets, laptops, computers. Okay, we can go past that part. Let's move to, okay, here we go. All right, so the next one is smartwatches and fitness trackers. Does anyone have a smartwatch in here? Almost everybody. Okay, does anyone make phone calls from your smartwatch? Okay, yes. Because some people can use their smartwatch literally just like their phone. They can have all the apps on their smartwatch. They can make phone calls from their smartwatch. They can text from their smartwatch. Everything. That's amazing right there. And even use their pen with their smartwatch. Now, some people just use their smartwatch as a fitness tracker. Is anybody tracking their steps? That's all you use it for? Yours does your heart rate? Okay, does yours do your breathing as well? What is it? Okay, you will live. All right, that's what we want to hear. Now, this technology, I encourage everyone to get some type of wearable device that does track your heartbeat, track your breathing, it tracks your steps, because that is an ongoing monitoring system that normally you would have to go to the doctor for on a regular basis. But now, with technology, you can just text it to your doctor. How many people have a MyChart account? Right? And you can just upload the information onto your MyChart, and your doctor can see it and know if it's an emergency or not. Rather than you having to physically go there, how much time does that save you? A lot of time. Remember what technology is supposed to do? Save you time, lower your stress, and increase your income if you wanted to. Okay? Now those are smartwatches and fitness trackers. And that's the most of what they do. You know, if you get an Apple smartwatch, it's going to connect to everything in the Apple community. If you get an Android smartwatch, it's going to connect to most things in Android, okay? Now let's go down to the next thing. Bluetooth. Does anyone actually know what Bluetooth is? That is a Bluetooth device. But Bluetooth itself, oh, go ahead. Yes, it is a way to connect using light in the blue spectrum. That's literally why they call it Bluetooth. I don't know where they got tooth from, but I guess it sounds cool. But that's literally what you're doing, is you're connecting your devices using light signals in the blue spectrum. And if you know anything about light, blue signals go very fast, red goes slow. Right? Red are the longer light beams, blue are very short and energetic. Alright? So Bluetooth normally ranges about 30 feet. If you may have noticed, if you put your phone down and you got your Bluetooth device in, right, like Thelma said, and you walk away from it, your call might start breaking up. Has anyone noticed that? You can't walk away from it forever and let your Bluetooth keep working because it has a range of about 30 feet. Now the range goes in all directions. So it's not that if you just put your Bluetooth down, your phone down here and you walk that way, right? It's up and down too. So if you're on the top floor of your house and you're on your Bluetooth and your phone is upstairs and your washer and dryer is in the basement, and you figure, hey, you need to go do some laundry, and you leave your phone upstairs, and you go downstairs to the basement, your call might drop, because it might be a range of 30 feet. All right? So just know that when you're away, take your phone with you. Now there's something else that you might notice. Have you ever noticed that when you're talking on your Bluetooth, when you are standing near a microwave, when your microwave is on, your call may drop? You notice that? Yes. Your ears may tingle. Now, can anyone think of a reason why the microwave would make your call drop when you're using Bluetooth? Waves, light waves. That's right. Because has anyone heard of the light spectrum? Where you have infrared, ultraviolet, violet light, You have visible light. Also part of that light spectrum is microwaves. Microwaves and Bluetooth use the same wavelength. So because they use the same wavelength, they can interfere with each other. Okay, the reason that that I can talk on my cell phone, right next to you talking on your cell phone, right next to this person talking on their cell phone, and we have all these signals going around because we got the internet signals. You know, all these signals are going around at the exact same time. The reason that's able to happen is because they're using different wavelengths. This one may be using 300 nanometers, another one may be using 450 nanometers. That's why we can all talk on our cell phones at the same time. But a good example is like when you're talking next to a microwave, which they're using the same wavelength. They're going to interfere and your call can drop. Okay. That's right. When you have a pacemaker, you're going to get information. There's certain things you can't be around. Like magnets. Magnets interfere. Does anyone know why a magnet would interfere with something electrical? Hmm? That's close enough for me right there. That's very close. Because, you know, one of the forces of the universe is electromagnetism. Electricity and magnetism are two sides of the same coin. Okay? If you create a magnetic field, it will in turn create an electric field. And in the same way, you create an electric field, it will in turn create a magnetic field. So your magnets will interfere with your electrical systems. And your electrical systems interfere with your magnetic systems. That's why they tell you to keep magnets away from electronic devices. It'll shut them down. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes. Is that one of those tags? Apple tags. It may. And it may even stick to the other persons. Yes, they're magnets. They're all magnets, okay? And so just be wary of that. It's all these things interfere with each other. It's good to know about how your technology works, all right? So let's go to the next thing before we go on break. Oh, it is break time. Okay. Well, real fast. We want to talk about this because we want to know how our phones work. We're going to get into this after the break. The way our phones work initially, and then we're going to also talk about the operating systems. But we have to have these things called RAM and ROM. Does anybody remember us talking about those things? Do you remember how they worked? RAM and ROM. That is how your phone works. Without RAM and ROM, there is no phone. There is no computer. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. ROM stands for Read-Only Memory. Your ROM is the storage of your phone. That's where all your pictures are. Your videos. Anything that you download, like PDFs, any Word documents. Those are in your storage. Your RAM is your memory.
Yes, and you're lost.
Okay, this thing just keeps Your memory doesn't save things like pictures and video. Memory is what helps your phone to function. So if anybody has ever felt their phone getting slower, lagging, all of a sudden they're trying to swipe, and all of a sudden the phone gets stuck, it's because your RAM is low. You know, when you have different applications on in the background, you have YouTube and Amazon and Netflix and all these things open, and you didn't actually close them and they're all open on your phone. For your phone to keep running smoothly with all those things open, it needs more RAM, more memory. No, the 5G is the signal that you're getting from the phone companies. That's the speed of the signals coming from the towers, so that you can download things more faster and do all types of stuff that they want you to and get more information to your phone. So that's what that is. I think we're on 6G now. Let me see. I think I saw. Oh no, 5G. But that's what that is. That's the speed of the signals coming from those towers. Okay? But your RAM and your ROM is what your operating system uses to make your phone function with the applications. You need all four of those, or there is no phone. You need your operating system, that's your OS. Your RAM is your random access memory. Your random access memory. ROM. Read-only memory. And remember, we can think of ROM as, if we think of our brains, ROM is like our long-term memory. Something we're going to remember long time. Somebody asks you your birthday, you immediately know it. Long-term memory, you're not forgetting it. RAM is like your short-term memory. You needed that information right now. But if somebody asks you 2 years later, you might say, I don't know. Right? Because you just needed it immediately. Okay, we're going to pick up on that when we come back. All right, now also I want to also remind everyone, now I'm going to be bringing on next week. I just didn't get a chance this week because there are no funds for snacks. And I wish there was. Alright, so if we can have people to help, either bring some snacks, or you want to bring some water, or you want to donate like $1 or 50 cents or something, because I'm definitely going to the store to bring some snacks, because I know after I get done talking, I want a little water to drink, I want a little snacky snack, okay? And it helps us when we're communicating, right? And on break time when we're talking to each other. So if you can, it's not mandatory, but if you will, I would be greatly appreciated, and it helps us to have just a nice little, get together during the break, okay? I just didn't have it for the day, but I'm going to the store, hey, to make sure we have something, all right? And we'll pick it back up in 15 minutes. Now, you know I like us to mingle, and we just had Wanda, yes, come in the door. Now, Wanda's brand new, and she has come in with, with, oh boy, first letter of your name. First letter. That's okay. Well, Wanda came in with Thelma, and Wanda, tell us just something about yourself. Okay, Wanda stays in Dixmoor, all right? So go ahead and make friends with Wanda, all right? Because she's a part of our class, all right? And we'll pick it back up in 15 minutes or so. Go ahead and use the washroom. I know there's a water fountain out there. And they do have vending machines out there too. But I kind of want to have it so that we have our own stuff in which you don't have to buy it in that nature, all right? So we'll pick it back up in 15 minutes.
GPS signal lost.